Alex had been stationed on this planet for almost 6 months, living on the human outpost tucked within the cliffs of Viridian 9. It was a quiet place, the kind of silence that pressed against your ears until it became almost unbearable. He spent his days maintaining communication arrays and repairing alien equipment. The humans here always undervalued, but necessary. The alien research team considered themselves superior, their advanced technology making them believe humans were nothing more than expendable hands. But Alex had learned to survive on intelligence, patience, and stubbornness. And today, survival would demand more than he ever imagined. The door to his small quarters burst open with a force that rattled the walls. Papers fluttered, tools clanged to the floor, and Alex jumped back, startled. He saw her immediately. Lyra, the alien commander. She was tall, sharp-featured, with iridescent skin that shimmered faintly in the room's dim light. Her usual composed demeanor was gone. In its place, there was raw urgency. Alex blinked, unsure whether to speak. Lyra's eyes burned with a strange intensity, one that could cut through metal. She didn't wait for an answer. "You," she barked, voice echoing in the small room, "are coming with me. Now." Alex hesitated. He wasn't sure he had ever seen her like this. Lyra had always been formal, disciplined, almost untouchable. And now here she was, vulnerable in a way that unsettled him. "What's going on?" he asked, trying to mask the tension in his voice. "No time to explain," she said. Her usual regal poise had been stripped away. She moved with a kind of desperate recklessness. "The AI system in the research vessel is failing. If we don't fix it, the entire station could be destroyed. You're the only one I trust to handle it." Alex's eyebrows shot up. "Why me?" Lyra's jaw tightened. "Because only humans think in ways the AI doesn't expect. I need your flexibility, your unconventional problem-solving. If we fail, everyone here dies, including you." The words hit Alex hard. He had been aware of the alien prejudice against humans, but now their survival literally rested on him. It was a mix of fear and determination that stirred something deep in him. He grabbed his toolkit, following her out of the quarters. The corridors of the outpost were sterile and metallic, lights reflecting off the walls in sharp lines. Lyra moved ahead, her steps purposeful, yet the tension in her shoulders betrayed the fear she was hiding. The research vessel waited in the docking bay, massive and imposing. Its hull gleamed under the station lights, but Alex could see the flickering signs of malfunction. Panels sparking, alarms quietly humming. Lyra didn't speak as she guided him inside. The AI core was a maze of wires, holographic displays, and spinning nodes. Alex immediately began analyzing the system, his hands moving quickly, checking connections, recalibrating modules. Lyra hovered nearby, silent for a moment, then finally spoke, her voice softer this time. "This AI, it was designed to protect the planet, to optimize resources, to ensure no mistakes happen. But it has broken the rules." Alex nodded without looking up. "Over-engineered systems fail differently. More complex, more fragile. I've seen this on Earth's satellites. You can't just brute force a fix. You need to understand it first." Lyra studied him closely, almost as if seeing him for the first time. "You have courage," she admitted. "Not many humans would step up this way." He smirked briefly, but the moment passed. The AI's interface flickered, sending out a wave of electricity that made both of them step back. Alex's hands moved faster, adjusting conduits, redirecting circuits, and rerouting energy flows. Minutes stretched into an hour, and tension thickened in the room like a storm waiting to break. Lyra assisted where she could, but Alex noticed how careful she was, as if any mistake could trigger catastrophe. Suddenly, the room shuddered violently. Sparks erupted from one of the panels. A loud alarm blared, piercing the air. The AI had activated a defensive protocol, perceiving their repairs as threats. "Get back," Alex shouted, pulling Lyra to safety. He ducked under a falling conduit and slammed his shoulder against a control panel. The lights dimmed, then flickered back to normal. For a brief moment, silence returned, but the tension hadn't eased. Lyra's gaze met his, wide with both fear and admiration. "You're fearless," she whispered. "I've never seen a human handle this calmly." Alex exhaled, trying to steady his racing heart. "It's not bravery. It's focus. Fear only slows you down." They returned to the core, working side by side. Alex adjusted a set of neural links while Lyra monitored the AI's responses. Slowly, the system stabilized, though it still wasn't fully under control. Every movement had to be precise, every command measured. Hours passed and exhaustion threatened to overwhelm them. Lyra leaned against a console for a brief moment, catching her breath. For a human, it would have seemed like a pause, but Alex noticed the way her eyes stayed on the system, calculating, assessing. Even in her rare moment of vulnerability, she was a leader. Then, unexpectedly, the AI responded violently. The room's temperature spiked, panels flashed red, and holographic interfaces went haywire. Alex's tools clattered to the floor. He grabbed Lyra's arm instinctively, pulling her out of the line of a falling panel. "We're running out of time," Lyra said, her voice tense. "If the AI gains full control again, we're trapped. Maybe forever." Alex's mind raced. He realized the solution wasn't in following the AI's logic but in outthinking it, using human intuition, unpredictability. He began rerouting the AI's logic flow, creating small loops and paradoxes that the system couldn't process. Lyra watched, astonished. "That's brilliant," she muttered. "You're teaching it to fail in a way we can control." The AI resisted, fighting back with electrical surges that knocked them both to the ground at one point. But Alex didn't stop. He had learned to endure discomfort, to push through pain and fear. His human stubbornness became their advantage. As they neared the final step, the room shook violently, warning lights screaming across every surface. Alex realized they had one chance. He bypassed the AI's core programming with a risky manual override. The screens went black. For a heart-stopping moment, silence fell. Then slowly the AI system stabilized. The alarms stopped. The lights returned to normal. The AI had accepted Alex's logic, adapting to human unpredictability. Lyra exhaled deeply, sinking onto a console, overwhelmed. Alex approached her cautiously. "It's done," he said. "We've got control back." She looked at him, eyes wide, almost vulnerable. I don't know how to thank you," she said. Her usual authority softened, replaced with genuine admiration. "No human has ever done this before. You've saved the station, maybe the planet." Alex shrugged, tired but satisfied. "It's just what humans do when they have to survive. We find a way." For a long moment, the two of them simply stood there, the hum of machinery filling the room. Something unspoken passed between them, a mutual respect forged in the heat of danger. Lyra, the commander, who had stormed in with demands and authority, now saw Alex not as a human inferior, but as an equal, someone who could challenge her intellect and courage. And for Alex, the experience was more than a mission. It was proof that humans, underestimated as they might be, could rise to incredible challenges when no one else could. Just as he allowed himself a small smile, the room trembled again. Another alarm blared, far louder than before. The AI's systems flickered, and a voice, metallic and cold, echoed through the chamber. "Unauthorized override detected. System lockdown imminent." Alex's stomach dropped. "Lyra, it's not over." Her eyes met his, determination hardening her features. "Then we finish it. Together." And with that, they plunged back into the chaos side by side. The first true test of human ingenuity and courage against alien technology only just beginning. The alarms blared through the research vessel, echoing off the metallic walls. Red lights pulsed across the chamber, painting everything in shades of danger. Alex's heart pounded, but his mind was clear. He glanced at Lyra, who was already moving toward the main control console, her fingers flying over the holographic panels. "The AI is adapting faster than we thought," she said, voice tense. "It's learning from our actions. Every solution we try, it counters." Alex nodded, taking a deep breath. "Then we need to think differently. Not like engineers, not like humans or aliens. We need to think outside its rules." Lyra raised an eyebrow, intrigued despite the crisis. "Explain." Alex crouched by a set of exposed neural nodes. "It's reacting predictably because it assumes every agent in the system will follow logical patterns. Humans are unpredictable. That's our advantage. I'm going to create random loops in its logic, force it to pause, giving us control." Lyra's eyes widened. "You're going to confuse it?" "That's risky. If it counters us, it could fry the core." Alex met her gaze steadily. "I know, but we have no choice." Working quickly, he manipulated the nodes, sending irregular signals into the AI's core. The screens flickered, lines of code dancing like lightning. The vessel shook violently, throwing both of them against walls and consoles. Sparks rained down, and Alex could feel the heat of the energy surges on his skin. Lyra grabbed a safety harness and anchored herself. "How long will this take?" she shouted over the alarms. "Long enough to either fix it or destroy us," Alex yelled back, not missing a beat. Minutes stretched into what felt like hours. Every time they found a solution, the AI pushed back harder, testing their limits. Alex could see Lyra's determination faltering slightly, but she never stopped. She adjusted parameters, monitored energy flows, and occasionally offered quick insights that even Alex hadn't considered. Then, suddenly, the AI emitted a high-pitched whine. The room went eerily quiet for a split second before the alarms resumed, even louder. A massive holographic display flickered to life, showing the planet's surface in real time. The AI had begun redirecting environmental controls, and if it succeeded, it could trigger a planetary disaster. Alex's eyes widened. "It's not just the ship anymore. It's the entire planet." Lyra's face hardened. "Then we finish this now. No mistakes." Together, they dove into the core side by side. Alex focused on creating unpredictable loops, while Lyra calculated energy redirections to stabilize the system. Their movements were synchronized, unspoken understanding forming between them. It was a dance of intellect and skill, each one complementing the other perfectly. A massive jolt threw Alex against a console. Pain shot through his shoulder, but he ignored it. Lyra steadied herself, then shouted, "We need a manual override. I'll guide the system. You reroute the core lines." Alex gritted his teeth and moved to the main conduit. Sparks flew around him and the heat was nearly unbearable. Sweat poured down his face, but he didn't stop. Every move counted. One misstep and the AI could trigger a catastrophic explosion. Lyra's voice cut through the chaos, sharp and commanding. "Now, Alex, pull the sequence." He activated the manual override, sending a cascade of unpredictable signals through the AI's core. For a moment, nothing happened. The alarms blared, the lights flickered, and the vessel groaned under strain. Then slowly the AI began to stabilize. Panels returned to normal, lights shifted from red to green, and the holographic display of the planet froze, showing no signs of disaster. Alex slumped against the console, exhausted, breathing heavily. Lyra approached him cautiously, her usual composure softened by relief. "You did it," she said, awe in her voice. "I've never seen a human operate like this. You've saved everything." Alex shook his head, trying to catch his breath. "We did it, together." Lyra studied him closely, her eyes lingering longer than expected. For months she had underestimated humans, seeing them as weak, fragile, and expendable. But Alex had proven that their ingenuity, unpredictability, and determination could surpass even the most advanced alien intelligence. She realized something important. Humans were not to be underestimated ever. "You have courage," she said softly. "Not just skill, but courage. That is rare among my people, even among the best of us." Alex smiled faintly, still panting. "Courage is just refusing to give up when everything says you should." They stood in silence for a moment, the hum of machinery filling the space. Despite the chaos, a sense of triumph lingered. Lyra stepped closer, her expression serious yet appreciative. "I should have trusted humans sooner," she admitted. "I judged too quickly. You've shown me that strength isn't just power or technology, it's heart and mind combined." Alex nodded. "It's easy to underestimate people when you only see the surface." Lyra's gaze softened, almost like she was seeing him for the first time. "I think I owe you more than respect. You've earned my trust. And maybe my friendship." Alex raised an eyebrow, a small smile forming. "Friendship sounds good. After today, I think we've earned it." Just then, a subtle vibration ran through the floor. Alex's instincts kicked in immediately. "Not done yet," he muttered. "Something's still not right." Lyra's eyes narrowed. "The AI?" Alex shook his head. "No, there's another system active. A hidden protocol. Someone set it up before the AI malfunctioned. It's like a trap." Lyra's expression hardened. "Then we finish this. No shortcuts." They moved to a secondary control panel, analyzing code lines that twisted and coiled like serpents. The hidden protocol was clever, designed to test any repair attempts and punish failures. Alex realized it was not only a technological challenge but a psychological one. Whoever designed it wanted to see fear, hesitation, and failure. Lyra stepped back, allowing Alex to take the lead. "You know, humans see patterns differently. Maybe only you can break it." Alex took a deep breath, focusing. He studied the code. his mind forming connections that the AI itself had failed to anticipate. Slowly, carefully, he began redirecting sequences, creating deliberate contradictions in the system. The hidden protocol responded aggressively, but Alex remained calm, adapting, improvising. Hours passed in a blur of logic, intuition, and sheer stubbornness. Lyra monitored the system, providing support, redirecting energy flows, and occasionally giving critical insights. Together they moved like a single unit, human and alien, minds intertwined in problem-solving. Finally, with a decisive command, Alex executed the last override. The system froze for a moment, then shut down the hidden protocol entirely. Alarms ceased, lights stabilized, and the vessel hummed peacefully. Lyra exhaled deeply, leaning against the console, her body relaxing for the first time in hours. "You've done it," she said, voice full of awe. "You've saved everything." "I don't know how to thank you." Alex shook his head, smiling faintly. Seeing everything safe is thanks enough. For a long moment, they simply stood there, letting the weight of their accomplishment sink in. The AI, which had seemed invincible, had been subdued not through brute force but through human ingenuity, unpredictability, and courage. Lyra had witnessed firsthand what she had underestimated for so long. Humans could rise to any challenge even when the odds seemed impossible. "You've changed my perspective," Lyra admitted, stepping closer. "I will never underestimate humans again. Not now, not ever." Alex looked at her, a small grin on his face. "Good. That's a lesson worth learning." As they left the AI core side by side, a sense of camaraderie formed between them. No longer commander and subordinate, alien and human, they were equals bound by the trials they had faced together. The vessel stabilized completely, and the planet below showed no signs of the earlier danger. Lyra sent a message to her superiors, explaining the crisis had been averted and crediting Alex for his extraordinary ingenuity. For the first time, a human's contribution was recognized as pivotal, respected not only by Lyra but by the alien hierarchy itself. Alex felt a strange sense of pride. Not arrogance, not superiority, just recognition that humans could accomplish incredible feats when no one else believed they could. And he realized something else. The bond formed in crisis was stronger than any rank, any prejudice, any doubt. Lyra turned to him as the alarms faded and the vessel returned to normal. "We make a good team," she said quietly. "I think together humans and aliens could achieve more than either of us imagined." Alex nodded, his thoughts echoing her words. "We already have. Today proved it." The two of them stood there for a while, watching the ship's systems hum steadily, feeling the calm after the storm. And though danger would always lurk in the universe, Alex knew one thing for certain. Humans, when underestimated, could rise, adapt, and overcome in ways even the most advanced aliens could not predict. And in that realization, both human and alien felt a sense of hope, not just for survival, but for the possibilities of what they could achieve together.